Yeah. I understand.
was these ones, which I don't know a lot about, but eventually they were superseded. I believe it was it 350 and 500? 350, 500, yeah. Eventually, in the 50s, they produced Douglas driving cars. These boys have been so nice. What can I say? It was 37 pounds and 37 magazine, and of course it was usually it was really also, it was a lot of work. I'll be happy to say. The older ones, very successful. I was obviously an actual huge success.
Before we move on, it's announcement for the commercials. Those are on next, and we can get you back to your lorries.
But he could have done that in the pre-war era, and I can say building a lot of the smaller railways that never really paid.
Well, an engine that just slipped by a little while ago is the Showman's engine. It's down the bottom now. King George VI. Very interesting history to this engine. The first thing to tell you was it was the very first Showman's engine to attend a traction engine rally. Way back in the 1950s, John's father, the late Jack Wood, took that to one of the Appleford rallies back, I think it was about 1953 or 54. And it's been attending rallies pretty well ever since in one form or another. Now I say that because last year this engine was new actually to a thrashing contractor down in there. Took the birch bracket off, took all the decorations off, canopy, all the twisted brass, and turned it back into the City of London, which was a huge surprise to everybody and rightly was greatly applauded. Anyway, this year was 75 years since the first traction engine rally at Appleton, when Arthur Napper challenged his mate to a race with two engines. And this engine appeared, as I say, as the first showman's engine. So John took it back in the workshop, put it all back together again as a showman's engine. So it's back as a showman's, but I got a sort of a feeling it will well likely appear as City of London again in the not too far distant future.
It is actually a very interesting thing that an awful lot of steam engines do go through quite a number of different identities in the course of their life. Because what happens is they bought for one thing, and then that particular purpose becomes uneconomic, and it's converted for another. We've seen that with the Foden steam wagons. A lot of those were cut down to make timber tractors, for example. And a lot of showman's engines were originally engines for military use, for example. And they've always had this ability as showmen to convert what is about, and a lot of the engines do have 2, 3 or more careers in the course of their life. Very much usually coincides with a change of owner, and the next owner has got something different in mind for it. And basically this has always been the way. And these of course are the ones that survived, they kept on. The alternative was that the first owner would scrap the engine when it was tired and retired, and if the engine was unlucky, they were scrapped. So if they were lucky, somebody could find another use for it.
It's always quite fun to look at names, and the more modern ones, Richard Morris with Mr. Tweedy here, named it after the Tweedy family who had it new out in Patagonia. When he brought it back and rebuilt it, he very appropriately called it Mr. Tweedy. Sometimes, of course, engines were named after the owner's wife or possibly even his girlfriend. Jonathan bought a ploughing engine which was called Marilyn, and we could never find out why it was called Marilyn. Anyway, it turned out to be Ben Taylor's girlfriend, one of the original owners. But it was odd that just one of the pair was named rather than the other one that I liked was an engine that appeared at a rally, and it had been named That'll Do, which obviously is something that was said in the workshop when they finally put it together. Now we've got one coming up for you here, Jim. We've got a Stanley steam car. I know it's a condenser, but after that you're on your own, I'm afraid.
Well, basically there was a period in the early 1900s where the steam car was a possible contender, especially in America, because they gave for very easy driving relatively to a gearbox, so they were popular for town carriages, and this of course is a supreme example.
Go on, Jim, jump in.
Oh, I'm going for a test ride. Gotta get out of the chair first.
There aren't many perks to being a commentator, I can tell you, but this looks like one anyway. The trouble is, it's us old codgers that get put out to grass and do this job. He's about in, he's just got to get the other leg in and he'll be right. He had smaller feet in those days, Jim.
This has probably been a
railway carriage door.
Lady's car, actually. I'll tell you what, this is effortless travel. Dates from 1922, this, so this is actually quite late ones. Yeah.
You'll probably go out of range.
They, towards the end, they then sort of came over to Britain, and some of them tried to persuade Central Steamer over here as well. But this is rather interesting. So, just looking at the instrument panel, we've got some peculiar gauges here, some of which we're not used to. The steam pressure, 500 psi, that steam pressure. And then it goes again. Yeah, no clubs, no gearbox. This, of course, is why they were so popular. But of course, petrol engine evolved in the end, and the American manufacturers gave way to the petrol engine. You're not going to go down to the local car and say, just sit this through and I want it checked over. First thing, you're going to find somebody to engineer it. So, yeah. Fire. I will go there. Yeah. Don't do that, Volvo, whatever you do. Well, thank you very much indeed. That was a very interesting vehicle.
Well, you're safely back, Jim.
Safely back, yeah.
I've no idea what you were telling the world at large, because of course one of the quirks of PA system is you can't have speakers that face the microphone, otherwise it whistles. So I haven't a clue what you were telling them, but I assume you were talking about the Stanley. Unique machine. I don't know whether Jim mentioned it, but of course these were intended to be used in virtually unmade roads almost. I mean, there were no real proper roads when the Stanley steamers first came about. Certainly the earlier ones, and that's why they sit quite high up on big wheels. Now, another engine coming past now, again worthy of merit. We've got Tom Fields Patterson with what looks like the entire family on board, I think. Well, we certainly start him young, that's the way to do it, yeah. That lovely little Aveling. Now, that engine has never done very much work, actually, because it was new to Mr. Carmichael in Dunblane. And it was only about 6-8 years old when it was calling stone to improve the road around Loch Ness. Loch Lomond, not Loch Ness, Loch Lomond. And the road gave way and it fell in. There's a bit of a history to this, because in fact they rarely weighed 5 tons, but what they were actually talking about was tractors made to conform to the Light Locomotive Act. Now this was an act that was created so that if the engine and the trailer behind it went
massively cool. Because that meant what we were from the sea point of view, you let it steer, and then you sort of moving the machine out of part of each side. So there's a lot of
Keep moving, darling. Hello. My mum's not there. She's my mum's friends. Wave. Keep waving. Keep waving. Hello. Oh, that little boy was waving at you. He was waving at you. You coming again, look? Wave.
I went to bed early last night.
Say hello. Say do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Come on, wave. Keep waving. He waves at you. Oh, look, that one's beeping as well. Can I waving? Quick. Show me you're waving. Hey. You hear that? Yeah,
It's
lovely.
called Marley.
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 Eiley.
Gloucestershire. Lives over the other side of the country, but is owned by the chap who coaches here, both in beautiful bodywork. The one in front has the extra skylights. For the replacement of the Bedford MB was the Bedford van. This one with the Dual Commander bodywork, very rare. Very nice to see that one here today. From one extreme to the other, Bedford minibus. And Bella Vista, Bedford VAS. Both owned by KB Coaches, our local coach company. And the Bedford YRQ, with a nice little line-up there of Bedford coaches. Says miles towards the Clapham border, and yes, indeed, this one has come up
Constantinople, now it's Istanbul. Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople, it's church delight on a moonlit night. All the girls in Constantinople are in Istanbul. Constantinople, so if you got a date in Constantinople, you'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. The people just liked it better that way. So take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back to Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, it's church delight on a moonlit